Hello and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. How are you all? More tarot for you tonight on the show. So, sorry, I nearly wasn't here. Let's dive in and have a look at this card. So, we're doing card combinations tonight. So, welcome to everybody that's viewing. Has been lovely to see you all. Thank you for watching. And yeah, we are doing pairs, combining cards. So we are looking at the Five of Wands all night. That's our study tonight, the card, the Five of Wands, and what it actually means, and how that meaning can actually really help you if you use a major card and pair your cards. It's a bit like walking around, pulling a card out, a word out of the dictionary, and not being able to put the skill of putting a sentence together. You know, you need to be able to have the grammar to be able to put a sentence together, and it's weaving that together. Hello, passionate Saji. Hi, how are you? Are you all right? Yeah? Good day to you too. Okay, yes, been one of those days, I'm afraid. About an hour before I came on, I took a big tumble outside in the concrete, so I'm a bit battered and bruised. So I made it, but maybe a bit shorter than usual. So there you go. Good job you can't see below my face. It's black and blue. Never mind, never mind. So what have we got? The Five of Wands. The keyword I've put up is just one of many that I've got for you tonight. And we did a tutorial on the Five of Wands. Okay, and that's good. That's really good to hear. Lovely. Nice to know that. We did a tutorial on the Five of Wands and its meanings. So if you want to actually know all about that card, go back into my Learn Tarot podcast series and you'll be able to find it on there. We do those kind of tutorials on Thursday and Tuesday. We show you how to combine cards and bring them all together. So, the Magician. I'm fine, just shook up. I'm fine, thank you. Just a case of I'm not, suddenly it happened too quickly before this, so it's like, okay, in the shower and sort myself out, so yeah, I'm all right. Could have been a lot worse, I'm very lucky. So, manifestation. The Magician is a card of manifestation, but we are studying the Five of Wands, and you know, one of those words for Five of Wands is competition. If we look in this card, we can see there's a battle going on here, and that battle, you know, they're trying to resolve something. They are tearing something apart in order to get some sort of resolution, some structure, and when that happens, it's competitive. So the Magician, I've chosen the word manifestation for these tutorials, just as in to keep it simple. We know it has oodles of meanings. Could mean, you know, they've got all the tools on the table, each one of them, to be able to win. And indeed they have. They really, really, really have. Why? Because it's a card of action. So their actions, they can manifest those actions to win that competition. That's the meaning of this power, if we looked at it with the word competition. But what if we change that and say it could go the wrong way? It could be that we manifest battles. And you might go, well, which one's the right one? That's where you come in. That's where you will feel it. That's where your intuition will guide you to some of those simple keywords. And yes, I know it may seem that I overwhelm you on Thursdays with all the information. Well, you've got that for your data, for your brain, for whenever you want to actually go back and look at that and refresh or learn more or expand on what it is you want to do. You've got all of that, but you've got to bring it down to, I've got to have something to go with. So the Magician, it's willpower, capabilities. The thoughts are there, the emotions are there, the actions are there, and the productivity and manifestation is there. It's a card of manifestation. Why? Because you've got all the 4 elements. What I mean by that is, if your thoughts are logical and smart and intelligent, you have got a plan of what you're thinking and how you're going to communicate that to yourself and to others. Then it's, what do I feel about that? Yes, I want to do this. So you want to do it, and you feel you want to do it. I'm going to go for it. This is how I feel about this. I'm all worked up. I want this. I want this to happen. I want this to be a positive result. I want this to be the outcome. I've got to try. I've got to fight for that. I've got to battle for that. So that's an emotional response. Or, I can't be bothered. Of course, the magician could go along with that emotion, but it's unlikely because we've got all the 4 on the table, and that means the actions, and the second card's telling us they'll go for it. Do you see? The second card is telling you which of those 4 elements in the magician is going to be the one around them now. So let me put it simply. Out of all the 4 tools, we've been shown which one's been used. Wands. Now we've been shown at which stage in the game the person that's having the reading, we'll call them the querent, is at. They're at a mid-stage of action, disruptive action, something where they need to go into a place to get an outcome. Things cannot stay as they were. There's too many people wanting the same outcome, and everyone thinks they know best. They probably do. And looking at the magician card as that pair, all of them are the magician, each one of them in their own way. But they've all gone for action. How do we know that? Because it's wands. If we had cups there, they'd all be going for the emotional response of the magician. Time of action, absolutely. But that second card is telling you what they are doing. So when we're in the wands, always doing something, it's always action. It's never, I think this, I feel that. But the magician is telling us, in this case, as a pair, they do think it, they do feel it, they do act on it, and they do get to productivity, which is a pentacle. It manifests. What will it manifest into? Action and battles. Now, if this is a future position in your spread, that's what it's going to lead to. It's going to, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a struggle. There's going to be a lot of egos involved in this. That's what we know. So if we then say, well, that's around us at the moment, it's mock battle now. And so another word for 5 of Wands is struggles. What kind of struggles? In action. In their actions, they're not struggling mentally. They've already gone beyond that stage. The next stage from our thoughts is how we feel. And how we feel is what drives an action or doesn't, as the case may be. And because we've got the magician, the willpower, the force, the elements are there, nobody's going to back down with this power. It depends where it comes up in your spread. If you go, can you have a look at them? Can you look at the competition? It's like they're not going to give up without a battle. If you're looking at the person having the reading, it's about that person saying, you will not give in without the struggle. It will be a struggle, or it is a struggle. But the magician is a card of willpower, and that's why it manifests things. So that's why I chose that very simple. I know there's a million different meanings, but for the purpose of being able to actually fuse 2 cards together and keeping to those key words, okay? So another word is 5 of Wands is challenges. The challenges, manifesting challenges. Kind of going, go on then, I'm challenging you. Show me what you can do. Show me. I can beat you to that. I've got a better idea than that. That is the energy of that. Actions. Show me. I'll show you. Those kind of things. Show me what you've got. Don't talk about it. I'm challenging you. Manifestation is something that's tangible. Yeah? And we've got actions. So it's like, I challenge you to go and do that sport. You know, show me what you've got. Show me how good you are. So it's not about let's talk about it. Let me tell you how I feel. It's action. I hope that makes sense. And that's knowing your suits. Keep it really simple. Your suits will say, oh, what does, somebody's saying, I want to know what, this person that's making my life really difficult and in competition with me for something that I dearly want. I want to know what they're going to do next. It's like they'll keep challenging you. They want this as much as you do, as much as everyone that's in this group. And it's all about opposition. It's a bit like turning around and saying, okay, I want to be voted in. I want you to make me your leader of whatever it is. Let's say it's a team and it's our sports team. Keep it nice and simple. Yeah? I want you to be captain. I want you to be the leader. I want you to be, and they're all going, I'm as good as you. I think it should be me, or I think it should be him. Or I'm standing up for the underdog. But with this, I wouldn't say it is standing up for the underdog, because this is about the magician. And that's an aspect of the person having the reading. And as I said, I can't teach you where the positions are. You'd need to do the courses for that, to find out who, what, where and when. But we'll just assume it's about the person that's having the reading. So we'll say it's in the position of the self. Okay? So the next thing is, what does that card mean? It's all about disagreements. But the disagreements are not mental or verbal. They're not passionate as in emotional. They are actions. It's actions that they highly disagree with. Disagreeing so strongly that it brings about an action. I'm defending myself against attack, They don't look like they're hurting each other, but they look like they're blocking and chopping and stopping and you know what I mean. I'm sure there's a word for it in boxing. Don't know anything about boxing, but I do know that they do actually shielding themselves. That's kind of what they're doing with the sticks. But they're also saying, I've got my wand, my ace of wand. This is my idea. You're not listening to me. I've got something to say. See? And you might be able to, if you go into meditative ways and intuitive ways with your cards. Now, a couple of key words, lack of harmony going on here. All right? If you look at things, look at the colours, which is the one that catches your eye the most in the Five of Wands. Maybe in the Magician as a power, because you're seeing, and sometimes I put a spread out and I'm amazed how much yellow's there, or how much red, or how much green, due to the background or the theme of the cards. Even though I've got 44 cards out, and there's a whole variety of every colour under the sun, but look for patterns. Is there any other fives in your spread? Have we seen that this was, maybe they've gone straight into action? Here's one. This is where the spread will teach you where they are now. Let's say that's the person having the reading, where they are now in a place of manifesting a lack of harmony. So all that willpower is actually, it's not really working. They're not getting anywhere. There's no harmony here. But it's got to happen, but there's not a result. Yeah? Let's say that we look in order of the spread, and that's about working your way. Don't just pick things. Things in your spread should flow in a timeline. That's a very simple way. So if you put out, and I'm not a fan of 3-card spreads, but if that's what you're doing, past, present, future, you don't start, well, some readers do, and I can understand why at the current situation, or they're saying, hey, hold on a minute, and you need to calm down, everything's going to be all right, I'm looking into the future straight away. I can understand that, no problem. But when you're actually looking to see if there's progress with this person in answer to their question, you're looking to see if things are working back to front. And what I mean by that is, if you are in a place of action first, and then you are in a place of thoughts, second. That doesn't make sense. It means you're acting without thinking. Do you understand what I'm saying? Passionate Saji, if you can hear me, can you give me a bit of feedback on that? Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's like, I can't put another minor card on there, but it's just a really good point that's coming up right now. Excuse me, I'm going to have my coffee. Told you I need to pull myself together after that. Bit of a, I don't know what to call it, tumble. Sorry about that. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. What I'm actually saying is, if you work your spread as if it's like, just think of it as position 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, or as it is in my case, 22 positions. Yeah? So you can see what I'm saying. So this is when we can see that person, how they're progressing. Yeah? Let's say, and so what we look for is patterns. So we look for the patterns of the colours, like I've mentioned. Look at your numbers. If you've got another 5 and it's 5 of Swords, or you see, okay, we started off here as in with the 5 of Wands, and then we go into 5 of Cups. So now they've gone from battle into being disappointed, dwelling on spilt milk from the past. Yeah? Then, let's say we see further in the spread, working in the order of what's next, and working in that order, you might see the Swords coming in. 5 of Swords turns up. So it's like, crikey, they've gone steaming in with action. Now they're full of remorse, 5 of Cups, and spilt milk, and I feel this and I feel that. And then, now they're having a think about it, and a bit of a bitch and a stitch. You know what 5 of Swords is? It's not the easiest cards. It's a bit like, you know what? I'm going to win with my words. You know, a bit vicious, a bit battlefield with communication. And what we should be seeing is the order of, I think I want to actually be in this team, and I really do, I really want to. Okay, I'm going to have a good go at it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my best, and I'm in competition, and then let's see what the product is, which is where the 5 of Pentacles comes in. It's manifestation. It's nothing to do with money. It's just a coin represents the fact that you've got something in your hand. It can mean money, but it means material things. Yeah, things that we can actually say are grounded, are real, we've manifested already. It's a product of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions as to, yes, I managed to get that. So, yeah, there's all those things that's going on there. I know I'm kind of probably giving you a lot, but it was one of those, the 5s in tarot. It's midway. And when we're midway, we're going along with something. And if we keep going and keep going, we might not be able to get the best. We might be getting something when we go, hang on a minute, this isn't right. We've got to really, and somebody's saying, oh, no, we've got to keep going. Let's get complete. It's like, no, we're going down a wrong path here. Or, you know what? We built this house and not at all happy about the structure. Let's take it down brick by brick and rebuild it. And somebody's saying, no, I want the shortcut. Well, then you're looking at a tower moment where you've got a stable structure. You know, you've got this beautiful tower, this castle, whatever you want to call it, in the tower card. And you find out that it's built on sand. So it doesn't matter how beautiful it is. It hasn't got the stability. So if you think of restructuring, taking it down, but nobody's happy. The person that's doing it is probably nervous, or what else can we do? I don't know what else to do. Look at all the emotions that can go into that, and look at why we can actually start to go into action and conflict as to why that's actually maybe happening, because we're battling. It's not easy, Midway. We don't just all go, oh yeah, we're halfway, isn't it great? There's always someone going to say, hang on a minute. Maybe it's you that says that. Usually is us. Could I do better? Should I leave it alone? Shall I this? Shall I that? It's one of those. Always in 5. It's always about that, because you're not at the beginning where you can say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to have a good go at it. Don't knock me. I'm going for it. Or completion, which is, I'm so exhausted, but that's that done. Yeah. Good. Sorry, I was looking at your other things saying, yes, I understand, while I put that on the screen. You feel a bit like that right now. I think we all do. We've got so much going on with the planets as well at the moment. Now, I'm not good enough to be able to talk to you about that. I'm learning about it and understand it, but I don't have the capacity in my stage, because I'm at a 5, maybe even a 4 out of 10 in my journey of being a professional astrologer. Yes, I do astrology, but I'm not qualified yet. You see? So I couldn't explain it to you. But we have eclipses, and we've got shifts and transits and all of that, and it's like, things are going okay, but something in the actual universe that sometimes also comes into play. Right, let's do another major card. Sorry. Let's choose this one. The Sun card. Lovely card. So let's, obviously we're keeping the 5 of Wands. Yes, it's quite intense, it's right, because there's just so much in the vibe. So the Sun card is, I chose a keyword, quite simple. Happiness. Lovely card. Vitality. It's our vitality, isn't it, the Sun? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So what could it mean if we suddenly come up and you go, that doesn't make sense? You're always going to get a contradiction. Look at your major card as your subject. Your vitality. So in the area of your life of vitality and your inner child, in a place of action, because that's the suit of Wands, there is a battle going on with your happiness, your vitality, of some sort. And so there's the word. So you've got battles with your own happiness. In what way? Look at the suit. Yeah? What would it mean in the suit of Wands? There is a physical battle to do with your happiness and your inner child. There's a mock battle. Some days I'm okay, some days I took myself out of it. I'm neither this and neither that. So the happiness that we sometimes feel, and you might go, well, why is she saying this? Because maybe we're in competition with ourselves. Maybe we're setting ourselves up so high that we fail, forgetting to actually go with our inner happiness. Happiness is about being content. But maybe we're getting in our own way in our physical actions in life, like doing too much, taking on more than we can actually handle, or feeling that we've got to provoke other people because of how we're feeling about ourselves. We'll do it. It's human, yeah? And we're going to battle. And that's because we've got struggles with our own vitality, our own happiness. So, it's not terrible because they're at a 5, so they're like a seesaw, and it's not their emotional happiness because it's not a cup. It's not their mental happiness, happy thoughts. Nothing to do with thoughts. We're in the wand family. And it's not the happiness of the material manifestations, i.e. the things that they already have in their life. Now, if it was Five of Pentacles, that's a struggle in a very different way. That's about being excluded. Keeping it simple, just for this tutorial. We're not there, we won't be there for weeks, But the Five of Pentacles is I'm struggling with feeling like an outsider. You've only got to look at that card to actually see that you got two figures huddled together in some sort of way. They're not touching, but it looked like they've been excluded. And I tell you how you know that on that card. There's a bell round his neck. That was used to let people know years ago, virus, leprosy, stay away. So that's why they've excluded. That card's telling us a story. They're out in the cold, it's snowing. There's a beautiful light beside them. They're not seeing it. But also maybe nobody in that institution really wants to catch whatever it is that they've got to be scared of catching. You see that bell around that neck. So again, that's a struggle. That's a struggle with feeling excluded. It's real. It's not I think it, and you go, oh, you only think that. No, it is something, that's the difference. So Pentacles can be a real tricky one, but we'll get there and you'll love it because it will make sense. So the struggles here are real, in action, about the vitality and happiness within that person's life. So if they're asking about someone and this comes up in the position of the person they're asking about, oh, I've met this guy and, 1 minute he's fine, next minute he's hot and cold with me. And it's like, what's the matter with him? And it's like he struggles with his own happiness. Oh, do you think he's depressed? No. Why do I say that? Depression is usually the mental process and the emotional process. Two very different things. And we don't diagnose. They're just struggling. They're struggling to be happy. They've got too many things, being pulled in too many different directions. Too many irons in the fire. Too much competition maybe going on. Whoops, sorry, I'll put both of them on together. So far so good, huh? So competition affecting the happiness. Just make you miserable when you're in competition because you're always in battles or we're really struggling. Where are they struggling? Struggling to be happy. The things that they are actively, physically doing is affecting their happiness. It's not terrible because that's why you use your system of numbers. They're midway, 5. 10. Everyone goes, oh my God, it's really bad. Yeah, but it's completed. Once you've completed, you go into another cycle. So really, 10 is only there for a short time. It's always the same, isn't it? Whatever we fear, there's what do we say? Feel the fear and do it anyway, because the thought of it is far worse than actually doing it. Well, this person is struggling in the doing, and it's affecting their happiness. So I would say, if somebody said to me, oh, I just want general and just pull me 2 cards, and this came up, I'd go, you know what? I really feel that your actual inner happiness and your inner child and your vitality, you're struggling right now. You've got a lot of people that you've got to kind of deal with. You're struggling with people, and we'd need to look for other cards to see what that is, but clue is there. It's within themselves, and the sun is also, our inner child. So there's something they're not at peace with themselves, and until only they can resolve that. And it's what they're doing, that's probably, oh, you know, I'm a martyr to I'm a slave to this, or I do everything for everybody, I'm a do-gooder, or I'm a victim, or I'm so busy, or I'm so bored. That only that person can change it. The Sun card is about very much about the person, the self. Yeah. Hello, my lovely. Hi, how are you? How are you? Lovely to see you again. Hi, hi, hi. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you for saying hello. So, yeah, it's all to do with some big challenges and opposition. If this was all the cards we've got, we could assume that their vitality and their happiness, they're battling. One minute they're happy and one minute they're not. And again, don't go, oh, I think you're a bit upset, a bit miserable. It's what they are doing, their actions. So what are our actions? You're very kind. I threw black on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everyone tells me I should wear colours, and I'm quite happy to do that. But when you do this kind of work and there's so many lights and can throw everything out, certain colours can make me look completely washed out under all the lights that I've got. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one of them's the size of a television. Actually, I forgot about the one above me, 8. So, yeah. This is what I'm saying, opposition of the happiness. Because we're at odds with ourselves. But in action, let me talk about that. The things they're doing. And it might go, oh, I don't get it. It might be miserable about what they're not doing. And they've got so much to do that they can't get to what they want to do. Feels a bit my life. I'll use me, okay? Yeah, I'm a bit miserable editing videos because I've got a whole bunch of shorts coming out for you all so that you've got some idea of how I read, but very short, and it'll all be to do with your astrological signs. But I cannot get to the end of it because my day, in my actions, I have a responsibility to a lot of things, and I can't just edit. But I want to finish that so that I can feel that I claim my life back and my actions back in my day. Yeah? So, although I'm doing it, and I've done all the videos for you, and that was great fun and all the rest of it, it's not great fun trying to edit a lot of videos. I don't want to put 1 or 2 out because if I make a commitment that you're going to get your tarot reading, which is what you are going to get, as a short for your sign every week for a long time, okay, I've had to make those. But making them and editing, you can't. I'm a battle, you know. Make it, edit it, then do this, then do that, then take a call, then like. By the way, anyone that's trying to get on my website, we are doing a migration to get onto a faster. There's so many videos with the courses. We are going for a faster, much smoother connection. So there's a changeover and there's some downtime on that, and things will be a bit glitchy for the next few days. And I will give you an update. All the courses are up there. We've got new sliders, we've got new thumbnails, we've got a fresh look. Do look forward to that, and that should coincide with me bringing in, as I said, these shorts for you. And I think it's nice that you can kind of, and what I'm doing is I'm putting exactly as I do here, not quite the scene behind me that you get, filmed it slightly differently, and you will get the 2 cards that are for you for that week. So it will be Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Leo. And if I tell you I'm up to Leo, and you know the rest of them, you can see why I'm at battle. So that's a really good example. Sorry for oversharing there with you, but you know, it's what I'm doing, and it's about you, and it's about me, and it's about this. So why not? So yeah, I am. My day, my actions, I'm battling with myself. I should be doing that, I should be doing that, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to get my bike, I want to go for a swim, I want to go and do this, I want to get my Pilates machine, I want to walk the dogs, I want to actually sit down, I want to read, I want to do my astrology course. It's got to this, got to that, got to this, got to that. And when this is done, it's all planned. I like to be organised. I cannot work with, oh, just do this week and turn up. I can tell you that all the tutorials up to next year, all the thumbnails are done, everything is done. I record it live, but I have my content ready. All these, I don't just turn up. The only thing I do is I make sure that all the scenes are right, even down to what I'm going to show you now, keywords. These are done right up to the end of the course. The tutorials I'm talking about, here on YouTube, because we're studying a card a week. So that means 78 cards on Thursday and 78 different tutorials for combinations. I got that the wrong way around, didn't I? I had a bump on the head, so no, don't worry, it was more my elbow and my hip. So yeah, lucky, just what it is. These keywords. So that's, I'm in opposition to myself. Does that help you understand? I know there's a lot of you watching, but can you understand what I'm saying? It's not, oh, I'm very down. Oh, in my head, I'm really sad. Oh, I'm a bit depressed. Nothing wrong. I'm not belittling that. But it does not mean that. And we are not there to say those things to people. But if you're seeing the Five of Swords, a lot of people turn around and want to kind of come out, oh, I think that, they're a bit down and their vitality's down, so it's their physical health. No. Be very careful, people will sue you. Whether you're on platforms or personal readings, they can and they will. So don't. So all I can do is look at your well-being and go, your attitude to things, yeah? You're eating the right kind of nutrients, the healthy things. Yeah, I'm not going to look beyond that for you. Absolutely no. And I've told you why. So these are the key words that I'm talking. Sorry, let me change my scene. We've done that one. My next scene goes back to how I clone it. So what was our sun? Yeah, we've done the sun. You've understood that one. Let's do the Hierophant then. Okay, so let's say we've got the Hierophant, and the keyword that we chose for this, just to make it really simple, is the Hierophant's about rules, organisations, establishments, people that say yes or no to, I want to pass the exam, I want to get that piece of paper to travel, I want this particular piece of documentation, I want to sign a contract, I want to rent, I want to buy a car, I want to do a HP, I want a mortgage, I want a visa, I want a passport, I want to pass my driving test, I want to pass being a pilot, I want, whatever it is, my license for to be able to turn around and go off and have my qualifications in order to practice what I do in my profession or my career. That's what the Hierophant is. And these are the organisations that say yes or no to us. So something in this power is saying there's a lack of harmony going on with you and whoever it is that is making the rules. Somebody that has that authority that makes the rules up. And if somebody says, oh, do you think that, I'm going to turn around and be able to get that, shall we say, paperwork for passport, visa. Let's make it a nice, easy one. It's like, okay, the lack of harmony. In communication, not really. More in the actions. So far, you two are at odds. There's just, and if it is all you've done is communicated, well, it's giving you a battle. It's not, you've got no results. You've not got anywhere. You've either got it or you are in the process. So this is stuck midway. Yeah? Oh, sorry, I took the wrong one off. I beg your pardon. Okay, so that lack of harmony with that organisation could even be that they totally disagree with you. No, we're not. Oh, why should we give you that? You know, you haven't worked hard enough, or we don't want this, or there's too many of this, or we're very strict about who we allow to kind of, you know, come into this organisation or give you the paperwork for the organisation you're trying to get into. We don't know, but it's not looking good with people in authority who make up the rules, because this isn't what they've said. This isn't, oh, don't they like me? Like doesn't come into it. You haven't got cups. This is their actions. They're going to make life difficult. They're going to be in disagreement. Oh, I want please may I have a visa? Nope. Oh, but you gave me one before. Doesn't mean I'm going to give you one now. Oh, are you just being difficult? No, the rules have changed. You don't fit the criteria of maybe, you know, you want that visa that's going to allow you to work or have a permit or whatever it is, that allows you to be in a certain place. And all of a sudden, all the rules change. You've got to be showing that maybe you've got family here. You know, let's use an example of Australia. I remember reading for someone and she said, my whole family have all the paperwork and everything. It's all perfect for them. We came from Singapore and then we went to Australia. And I was born in Australia, she said. They weren't, but I was. But they all lived a life there and followed the structure and perhaps qualified and bought property and showed that they were in the system and all of that. And my lady is saying, am I going to be all right? Can I just go in there? Because in actual fact, I was born there. All the rules that changed meant nothing. She had to really work hard because they were saying, you may have, but you left us. And now, what automatically gave you the right back in? You could show us in your actions that you're not just using us for 5 minutes and then you'd be off toddling off here or there or wherever. It was a reading about 4 or 5 years ago. And that was really difficult. And that's a perfect example of the rules changing and disagreements from the powers that be that are affecting your actions. What's the actions that were affecting my client? They were affecting the fact that you can stay here for a while, your whole family's here, you've finished travelling the world, you want to come back here. No. Oh, but I've got this, and this, and I was actually born here. Yeah, you were born here, but then your parents got on a plane 2 weeks later and went home. So you've got to prove to us. Whereas before, if she'd gone for it 4 or 5 years before, there'd have been no problem. Goalposts move. So that's like they're disagreeing and her going, what do I do? And she's coming against opposition because they're opposing her argument or her facts. So in her actions, she's got all the paperwork, she's got this, she's got that, and they're going, there's a long way to go. But at the moment, if you're asking the answer, it's probably no. And it's not a case, when people say, oh, it's in the communication, it's in the feelings. It's not. It's in the act, the physical act. And that's leading to challenges. It's having a massive effect. She can't go and live with her family if she wants to. And you might go, oh, she wasn't bothered before. Look, our circumstance change because none of us get younger, do they? Nobody gets younger. So therefore, our parents become more vulnerable, their circumstances change, their needs change. Where she didn't want to be, around her parents, whatever it was, and her career, that didn't work. Now, it's like, our brother can't take care of mum needs me, my brother's working over there, he's not around enough, I can work from home, he's got to drive, it takes him an hour, he's not there for mum, he's out 14 hours, mum's older, dad's died. Things change. So she had no reason to explore this earlier, and you might say, well, she could have seen it coming. No, I can assure you, no. That isn't. Sometimes we just don't get that. Circumstances can change on a dime, and we can get into all sorts of difficulties, struggles, and it's not easy. Sorry, I'm going to move that. I've just unlocked it for a minute. Let's move that here. Right. Better. Yeah, let's have a look at the moon card. Okay. Why is that not coming on? Sorry, add to broadcast. There we go. Folks, I'm really sorry for some stupid reason I did say about... I posted this while the intro was coming in and didn't press the button, so... Yeah, my apologies, a little bit of a ditzy. Bit late now, but I did have it, good intentions of it to come up. Moon. All right, so bear with me. Sorry, this has just got stuck for a minute. Okay, so let's see if we can get that. I think it's going to be that one. Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't have the words. You can't put the word, otherwise the system just goes haywire. It can only cope with so much. So, moon. Imagination. Struggles with the moon card is where we're comfortable. Another meaning for the moon. It's about our imagination. It's 5 of Wands. We'll go over the keywords of that. But the moon, what is the moon? It's about our illusions and delusions and our comfort zone. It's where we are comfortable, or when we're comfortable, where our fear can turn us into, oh, I need to do that. I really need to do that. And we become under the illusion that we have to, or the delusion that we're going to make something happen because we want it. And so it's an emotional sort of responsive card, isn't it? So that's keeping it a little bit simple. Again, I could tell you tons more, but how can we go into everything? So, give me some of your words, please, for what you think the moon is. But definitely, the moon card, it's our imagination, and it's where we're comfortable. And or not, as the case may be. Why could we be uncomfortable? Because the word I used are fears, or anxieties. A very good way of being able to look at the moon, as in just a nice, more for trying to help you with little tips for it. The moon card very simply is, if you walk down the lane, your high street, in the middle of the sunshine, and it's a beautiful May, June, July day, August, whatever. It's really lovely. And you walk down that road and you kind of go, oh, this is so lovely. Try walking down that road where there is no moon in the sky, so you haven't got that light, we've got new moon and we don't have that. And see, let's say there's no street lights or they're very dim, Or let's say that you're in the countryside and there's no moonlight and you've got dark early, there's street lighting, you're walking along the same stretch that looks so pretty in the day, that day, whatever. It would be rather silly to actually go, oh, it's just lovely. You could have your wits about you because you cannot see everything. Therefore, you have to have a little bit of, you've got to be using that perception to go, could be an animal, could be a bat flying around, you know where I am, sometimes it's snakes and scorpions and all sorts of things. And that's why I don't walk the dogs. As in, they've only just put street lights down there, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. But during the day, it's like earlier, before I fell, absolutely gorgeous, isn't this lovely? La 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 la. But at night, no. What's there? Oh my gosh, there's a car coming, it's not got lights on, there's a bike there, there's a bat there, there's an owl there. You know, we have eagles going across us. Yeah. So it can, the same thing. That's what the moon, we've got to be able to go, got to be a bit careful here. And yeah, it could be, oh, you're deluded, that's not going to happen. Be a bit deluded to actually turn around and not look after your personal safety. How things appear in the moon. It's very different. If you've got the moonlight, you'll probably be much more relaxed. No moonlight, not. Daytime, hyper relaxed. So just a nice way of sometimes going, what's the moon? Because it can throw people and go, oh, I think this person's very depressed and they're very fearful and they're very anxious. No, it is about our imagination. You have to use your imagination to keep your wits about you and keep yourself safe. Don't let it get out of proportion in a deluded way, but don't be idealistic about the fact that you're safe. You never know. Could be somebody lurking in the bushes with bad intentions. It's not everybody that's good in life, we know that. It'd be very silly to think that it is. But in this is somebody that's struggling in their imagination and their acts in life. So maybe they've got a battle going on in their life with their family, their friends, their group, colleagues at work, and they're struggling. And they've got no idea what to do. That's it, you see. They've got no idea. Their imagination is not supplying the answer, because for every solution, oh, I could do this. No, but that's not going to work. That's what we do in the moonlight. Do you see what I mean? As in, it's both. We are going, oh, illusional. It's so lovely. Delusion is so lovely, and I didn't see that, that awful thing in the bush, had no lights on, I couldn't see it, and, I nearly, boom, got in the way of its destination. Let's say it's a bike or a car or something that's got no headlights on, whatever. It's a strange old one, but I'm trying to help you to go, it's a very complex card. And yes, it is to do with feelings, but really it's combined here with the actions of the Five of Wands, which is all about struggles. So this person is struggling. Their imagination is not firing on all those cylinders like they should be. They are battling. And when it comes to having imagination, there's so much competition. They might be giving up before they start. There's no point. They're better than me. Can you see what I'm getting at? Yeah? Yeah, confusion, cautious, careful. I'm confused about the outcome of this might be. I'm really cautious. I've got to be careful. Absolutely what we're describing. It's just a good one. It doesn't mean it's that, but it's a nice way sometimes. Have a picture in your mind. When you're looking at tarot cards, think of a song. I have a great deck that is not in my hands yet because customs. I've got to wait till somebody can come, and it doesn't come through customs, not because it's an illegal deck or anything like that. It's just that customs go, what's this? and I use a lovely drill to find out what's in the package. And then my tarot cards have got holes. What use is somebody who's put their Black & Decker straight through your box and your deck? Yeah. So I'd just wait until they come. But I have a great deck, and it's very limited, so you're not really going to be able to get it unless they put it back in print. And it's all so exciting. It is as a song for each card in the deck. And the artist, you can go and have a look at him. His name is James Battersby. And he, I think on YouTube, is under Tarot Collectibles. And what he's done is he has made a tarot card. He's the artist, but he's not just the artist. He is somebody that's a genius to have been able to talk to people that cannot connect with tarot through songs that have been probably from the 50s, 60s. I can't even give you an example of one of them. What I know is we've got Kate Bush, we've got Roy Orbison, we've got ABBA. One of their songs, so you can see the artist, he's drawn the artist singing that song, as that's when they were famous, so as they were singing that song. And that song is telling the story of the tarot card, the Major and the Minor Arcana. Tarot Collectibles, highly recommend it. And brilliant. That can speak to you. You know, you do need to ride away, but sometimes there's cards you struggle with, and you've got to find a way to be able to go, how am I going to remember it? You know, Dancing in the Moonlight's a song, you know, Under the Moon of Love, Shabody Waddy, whatever. What were you doing when that song was around? What were you going through? That can help you sometimes intuitively connect to a card. Five of Wands. I don't know what James has done regarding the Five of Wands. You know, you'll have seen me show some of Tarot Collectibles' work with the groovy Rider-Waite deck, the groovy Waite deck, I beg your pardon, the tripping deck, and so many I can't even remember. I've got them all behind me over there. Different decks will speak to you in different ways. But the moon, very much about imagination and battling. So this person is battling with everything. Their imagination is leading them into battles. So let's think about that. If this was a case of, hold on a minute, my imagination is running riot here, and there are imaginary physical battles that I think are going on with that committee that I'm in, that group of friends that I'm in, that community that I belong to because of my faith or whatever. No, it's in their imagination. Something is making it darker than it is. So is there anything physical in it? Probably now, because our imagination has probably fueled the fire. Does that make sense? We imagine it, so then we can do something, and then of course we've made it happen. Oh, but I thought this, or you know, I imagined that they were at odds with me. And so this person's really struggling. They're struggling with their imagination, as in there may not be any, you know, there might be an author or an artist. They're struggling. It's not happening for them, or if it does, you know, it's a bit like sometimes when you sit down and you go to create reels, we create videos, we create social media content, and then we kind of go, you know what, oh no, I can't think of anything. And we struggle. That's a very real struggle for a lot of people on YouTube, content creation. You know? And of course, in their imagination, it's all about the opposition. So our imagination is taking them into this. So that's why we're a victim of our own creation. we imagined it, so we've kind of gone in challenging, like this one. Done it again, haven't I? Time for me to go, folks, okay? There's nothing really in the thoughts, but their imagination is the thoughts, it's the emotional things, so they've created it, haven't they? So yes, it's not like, it's not like the Suit of Swords, passionate strategy, but you're absolutely right. They've overthought it so much. Now it's totally out of proportion. You see what I was trying to say earlier? Eluded, deluded. Are you deluded to walk along that narrow path that's pitch black and saying you're going to be all right? You're deluded. Yeah? Or are you somebody, that in your imagination you think everything's challenging you? So therefore, you create this situation. So the Moon card, our response to things, can be the cause of our battles. Does that make sense? It's the cause. It's an imagined slight. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what do you mean by that? Right, okay, you really got it in for me, haven't you? And that person, that was not in their intentions at all. That's unintentional. Do you want to take everything out of context? Well, I'm challenging now. That's what I mean. And so what this card's saying is, there's challenges with how that person is perceiving things. I think that's probably a nice way of putting it. They're seeing everything as the opposition. It's imagined slights. And so they may even be creating disagreements in their imagination. I should have said this and they did that to me. I know that's what they really meant. Because there's a lack of harmony going on within them. They're not at peace with the situation. And maybe they run off their feet, so therefore they're defensive. Yeah? Right, I'm going to go, everybody. Thank you so much. So till next time, I'll play you out. And hopefully I'll see you all really soon. So see you on Thursday for our tutorial, where we are continuing through the Wand family. All right, till next time, thanks for your company. Bye for now.